it's Friday, thank God. What's that, no. Stop. I knew I should have pressed buttons. What's that, thing that people say? May showers bring, wait. May showers, bring spring flowers? Is that right? Or is it April showers bring May flowers? The second one doesn't work for the fact that, of course, I had to take a bunch of shit out to the garbage and it just started pouring like a waterfall. I love that. Which means that tonight's gonna be humid as balls. I know it. We are going to the next guy. Who I'm hoping is acid. If it's wind, it's fine. But I hope it's acid. Because if they give me some sort of acid monster, that would just be... that would be sort of rad. Is it here? Can you, like, not? You know what? I bet you it's not this one, because I vaguely remember this little... whatever you call it, monument. I think it was, like, desert. So I don't... so I'm probably wasting my time going in this direction. I bet you it's, like, on the other side. It was probably to the right of the ice one. How much you want to bet? But you know what? I'll try it. I'm already here. I may as well try. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, is it is it green as in earth? Like grass? No. Answer is no. It looked like a toxic neon green. That's why I think it's acid. Okay. We're gonna go to the right of where the ice one was. So that one was up here. I'm just gonna go straight across. And then hug the wall. I was suddenly reminded, while I was doing, after work, workout today, of the Marduk Scramble series. And I know there's no way that I haven't. I know I've seen them all, but I don't remember a goddamn thing about them, except for, like, I remember the gist of the first one. I couldn't for the life of you tell you, life of me, tell you what the second or the third one were about at all. Or how they ended. I have no idea. I don't remember how long ago I watched those, but clearly it was long enough ago that now I could watch them all the way through and be pleasantly surprised. I do remember enjoying them. They were very well done movies. Also, I need to start... so for a while, I had changed when I was eating to the mornings. Just because it was helping me schedule things better. I've kind of fallen to the wayside on that now, and I'm eating great. Alright, so where's the other monument? I guess I'll just keep going down now. Ooh, maybe it's here. Is it on? Why would it be on the beach? Also, if it's green like acid, why would it also be on the beach? Yeah, I've kind of just let that fall by the wayside, and so I keep eating after work and just doing stuff in the morning that I want to try to get done before work, which is fine most days, but I should probably start at least make an effort to have Thursdays and Fridays. I either make sure I eat something in the morning rather than trying to make food afterwards, because that always ends up making me like 20 to 20 something minutes late for stream, which currently doesn't really matter, but you know, it's always good to be geoglyph area. If you're trying to keep to a schedule, it's always good to, even if it doesn't, oh boy, love not being able to use my brain after work. Lemon lime water. It's good to treat it as if it does matter, even if you didn't stick to it. Nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever care. Ah, this is where. Okay, so there's 4 of them. So I have 2. So there's 2 left. Gotcha. So I gotta put those there when I'm done. Interesting. Well, where's the other monument then? Here. Okay, this has got to be one of them. This is so long. Yeah, okay. This has got to be it. Thunder? There's no way this is it. Oh my god, it is! I guess it just I mean, it does still look green. It doesn't look yellow.
もう絶賛子供じゃないんですから、そんなに騒がないでくださいよ。もしもーし、クー？いつまでひっついてる気？すまない。いきなりだったもので、つい。かわいい悲鳴だったこと。
Actually, you know what I was thinking of this morning? Norma, she has a... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. She's got some mannerisms that remind me a little bit of Fu from Samurai Champloo.
何の話だ？とぼけても無駄。バッチシ聞こえたから。
シャバ娘、入り口はどうすんじゃ？蹴るんか蹴らんのか？
蹴る。じゃあ行こっか。
I swear to God, even now it doesn't look yellow. It looks green. I can't believe this is the Thunder Monument. You know what? And maybe it looked even more green in the little flashback thing, the vision that showed it to me. I would have lost money on that. Also, I'm hoping the last one that she kicks doesn't work, and she just like hurts her foot. That would be a good joke.
うわ、今度んとこ蒸し暑。
建物の中で雷が起こるのか？
この湿度といい、雷雨の発生する条件をわざと作っているのかもしれんな。
クー、あんた
もしかして雷怖い人？別に雷が怖いわけじゃない。不意に驚かされるのが苦手なだけだ。
似たようなもんだって。そうだ、いいこと思いついちゃったよ。次に雷が起こったらセネセネに抱きついちゃえ。
は？
キャー怖いとか黄色い声上げてさ。
そんなことできるはずないだろ。
何言ってんの、これはチャンスよ。生かさないでどうすんのさ。日頃の姿とのギャップに男子は弱いもんなのよ。
そうなの？
I get the feeling that's not gonna work on Sunel, but
あ、
二人とも楽しそうだな。
まあね。
you know, I completely forgot to look up the song for this. I'll have to you know what? Let me make myself a note to do that, because if I don't make myself a note, I'm gonna forget. What would I even look up? Monument? OST? Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, there we go. Something to that effect. I don't want to touch those, I'm assuming. I don't know why I would. Oh, there's multiple ways to go. Oh, maybe I have to touch them. Huh? Are they portals? Oh, well, they gotta be, right?
何してたのかしら。マッコがクールさん、ボルトアロー。何をするつもりだ。ありゃ、ブラッディー次にマジン頑張ってよ。神流撃。リザレクション。やったな。マジンブラッディー頑張ってよ。セネルちゃんは強いわね。
Alright, let's jump into this, I guess. Oh, yep. Alright, well, there we go. I wonder where that other one would have taken me.
あれに触れた途端、何が見えるにしろ楽しいものでないことは確かでしょう。セネルさん、本当に大丈夫ですか？
どうしてそんなに念押しするんだ。
セネルさんは後発人に対する思い入れが強いでしょうから。
待ってくれ、クーリッチ。私も一緒に。
おう、ジェボー。今ワイらが見たのは何じゃ。
流れ星でしょ。モーゼスさん知らないんですか？
知らんわけあるけ。ワイが言いたいのはなんであげなもんが見えたかっちゅうことじゃ。
わかりませんよ、そんなこと。
Why is there a wall? Oh, this is gonna be a really annoying one with all the portals, isn't it? Fuck. I was thinking, wasn't there a...
二
I think it was some Star Trek property, one of the newer ones that was, you know, not very good. Maybe it was Discovery even. It was like, oh, look, there's a shooting star in space. We're seeing it, and it was all, you know, looks pretty just like it does from Earth, and everyone's like, you look, no one's asking you to do only real science in a show like Star Trek. Like, clearly you're gonna have to, you know, fill in some blanks and make some leaps here and there. But at the very least, you know that things going through space, they don't really look, they're just moving through. It's, if you've ever seen, it's so trippy, it looks fake. If you ever see the video of, the DART mission, where they sent, I don't remember what it was, like they sent, I want to say a rocket, but it wasn't like an explosive rocket or anything, but they sent some rocket with a camera to impact on an asteroid that was, you know, doing its rounds or whatever, right? And just to see, hey, could we trajectorily, you know, coordinate and hit one, and how much would it move it? And when they did, it just starts getting bigger in the frame because there's nothing else around it to, you know, give it any real depth. It looks like an old 30s film effect. It's crazy looking, and then, you know, eventually it crashes and, you know, then the feed cuts. But yeah, it's insane looking how things look in space without all of the things that the Earth does to make things look the way that they do, with, you know, lighting and you know, diffusion of, you know, gradients and whatever, you know, like all that shit that, you know, I don't quite understand, but a little bit I do. And it's insane. And clearly, you know, shooting stars are also part of it. Is you're seeing a reaction, you're not just seeing something going, because if something's just going through space but it's not interacting with anything, you're not really gonna see it. But you know, anyway, it's funny. It's funny that that's a thing.
Umi だったわね。
流れ星の次は海かい。わけわからんわ。
セネルちゃん、落ち着いて。大丈夫。みんながついてるわ。
ああ、大丈夫だ。
Whoever does the voice acting for Groon, she's got a very, very soothing voice. Like, I'm sure purposefully so. But, I wonder if I looked her up, I wonder if I would know any of the other stuff that she's done. Whoa, can you please? Thank you. I didn't realize how low I was. Oh. I guess I'm... Choose wisely. Let's go this way. Oh? Well... That doesn't really do anything for me. Does this lead me back up to where I... Yeah, no, I mean, I won't open because we need to do the... Yeah. So this is the way that I would want to go. Oh, good. You know what? Let's just use the climax now on this, because I don't feel like I don't feel like dealing with it in full. I'll probably end up, oh, actually, no, never mind. All my climax is gone. I was gonna say, maybe I'll beat it fast enough where I only use half. It went a lot faster than I thought. Actually, I think I am gonna look up the VA for Groon when, but let me get through this room first. I don't really want to have to stop in the middle when I'm not even sure how long it's gonna take me going in and out of these portals. Oh dear lord. Okay. Well, so that's no good. Of course, that's the one that I wanted.
Deta zo, 3つ目の光だ。
大きな水柱だったな。だけどあれが何だというんだ。
ちょっと誰かもっと分かりやすくしてよ。反応なしか。
もう少し調査を続けてみよう。このままでは判断がつかん。
Well, we're kind of at the end here of this little section because once I defeat whatever monster comes out of this one, there's only one more, right? So we're gonna have to get some sort of picture by the time that we get to the end of that. My guess would be just based on that series of images that they saw a meteor come down, and so maybe that's why it was so pronounced, because it was it ended up like slamming into the ocean, and then it created a huge tsunami which destroyed a part of like a whole lot of something. I'm assuming the Radiant's homeland, but I mean, based on previous ones, they were already at war with the Arenes. So maybe that happened before? That's why they were like mingling in the first place?
作戦開始よ。
本当にやるのか。
こういうのは勢いとタイミングなの。ほら、いったいった。
What was this, please?
何やってんだよ、モーゼス。
どうもでかい音は苦手での。
クロエのやつ落ち込んでないか。
どうしたんかの。
Yeah, I wonder.
だーもバカ山賊、あんたは雷怖がってどうすんの。
Norma, you can't just say that.
なんじゃいきなり。
いいさ、私なんて。
だからなんなんじゃ怒ろうも
She received the title even though she didn't get to make her move. That's so funny. What does this give her? You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. Son of a bitch. I want, and then I'm gonna, ooh, freeze cape? When the hell did I get that? So, not you. Your Thieves Cape's pretty good. I don't know if that's actually good on you or not. But you've had it on for so long. Oh, and a flare. Wow. You know what? I have no reason to not put this on her, I guess. Actually. That's pretty nice. That's a thief cape, leather cape. I like that. That increases max TP. What's this? Yeah. What does this give me? Yeah, 10. That's pretty good. I'm gonna... I mean, not that it's gonna help me right now, but... why does it allow you to get into random battles right before the boss fight? That's so dumb. I didn't even realize I wasn't actually fighting him. I was just playing around. I was pretending to be stupid. You know, my biggest complaint with Souls games, and why I'll probably never play one on stream, is I hate how much of a waste of time it feels when you're going along and maybe you're doing pretty good, and then, you know, lose to a boss, it's fine, but then you gotta go all the way back, gotta go through all the enemies again, and then you lose again, maybe, if you don't, you know, two-shot it, and then you gotta go all the way back, and over again. I just hate it. It's the worst thing to me. Alright, so same thing as last time, I think. We want bubbles. If we don't have bubbles, it's no good. Okay, so that sounds good. And it's funny because I think Elden Ring had those Marika statues to try to mitigate some of that, because people had that complaint. It didn't help because that there were other problems with Elden Ring that made it even less palatable, from just like I feel like by the time that, like, so because I tried for a long time, I tried to get into them through, I guess, probably Dark Souls, so I didn't start all the way back in Demon Souls like some people did. But, oh no, he pinched a nerve. But, you know, Dark Souls came out, played that, mostly played it with people on, oh god, what were we using back then? Was it TeamSpeak? It had to have been. Oh, wait a minute. Bubbles? No. No bubbles. Okay, so this is no good. I think it was TeamSpeak, and it was just, you know, we weren't like streaming or anything. We were just playing. Talking to each other about it. No bubbles on this one either. Okay, so I'll skip this one. And, you know, I don't know how many like how far into it I got. Maybe I even got to pretty close to the end, I don't remember. But, you know, that was like my big frustration with it. But at least when I did get to like the boss fights and whatever, they were fun. They were fun to do. And then each new iteration, I guess maybe if you disregard 2, because 2 is kind of a weird one. Not because it's a bad game, but just because it feels differently made than the others. But it's like you have Dark Souls 3, you have Bloodborne, and I feel like things just got more. And this is making me sound like an old man, but everything got so hard to fucking see, and everything got so fast. So by the time I got to Elden Ring, and I was giving that a try because I was like, hey, I've heard that it's got some of the stuff that like is one of my biggest gripes. No, then it's just like I can't get fucking anywhere. I feel like I can't like tell what's going on half the time.
4つ目の光出現せねせねクーよろしく
So yeah, that's probably one of those, like, I'm fine with difficulty because I'm not usually a person that gets pretty, like, easily frustrated at games. You know, especially when it's, like, clearly, you know, sometimes when it's, like, you're really down to the wire and it's super close. But that one's just like it's more like you're mad at yourself, you know, because it's like, alright, something had, like, 5 health and then you whiffed it, you know. That sucks. Nobody likes that. But even beyond that, I've never been a person that's just like, okay, like, this game is too hard and I'm gonna continue playing it despite how much it's just annoying the shit out of me. I want it to be difficult, but I at least feel like I'm getting somewhere every time I do it. Which is why Hollow Knight was really good. Hollow Knight definitely felt like every single time I played a boss that kicked my ass, even if it was like the 6th or 7th time into it, I was like, okay, I'm getting it. You know, and part of that might just because of the, you know, the 2D nature of it. Maybe I'm getting too old to be able to do some of the 3D nonsense, right? But, yeah. Souls games, probably mostly a no-go.
みんなどこへ飛ばされてもいいよ心の準備をしておけ
落ち着けくらい沈まないから大丈夫だから
Wow, that was like a good scream too. And this one was like legitimate. She wasn't trying to do it just for the what do they call that? The suspension bridge effect. Well, I guess no, I think that actually technically you both have to be scared. So maybe that doesn't work because she was, you know, like she doesn't like lightning, but she was kind of trying to use it to her advantage. Here, it's just she was, you know, actually legitimately like, okay, I'm gonna fall into the ocean, I'm gonna drown.
本当だ。どうして？
僕たちがいるのが現実の世界じゃないってことでしょ。
本物じゃないんだ。よかった。みんな取り乱してすまない。
ま、これもある意味結果オーライ。
チャーリー消えた。
ジョーちゃんじっと上の方を見ちょったの。なんかあるんか？
来ました。ゲートです。
ああ、待っちょったわ。
またしても別の種類か。
Damn it. So I thought when it panned up like that, it was gonna show us the meteorite slamming into the ocean and causing the tsunami or something. Maybe that'll come later? I'm almost convinced that happened. Although I don't know when in the timeline they would, like, they're showing that happening. My thinking would be the Orines and the Fairines were separated by not really needing to interact because they had their own homelands. And then the Fairines' homeland got destroyed by the huge tsunami that, like, just you know, overtook it. And then they became maybe like refugees into the Orine land, looking to just find some place to start over without all their stuff. And then that's when all the warring started at some point, because, you know, something happened. Something started it. Who knows what it would have been. I don't think anyone's mentioned what started it. I'm guessing that's probably part of what we're gonna learn, too. Because other than that one knight guy, I haven't heard anyone say anything about, like, how they feel about the Fairines. Wow, she keeps getting knocked on her ass. Wow, ow. Can you not? We're pretty close. Actually, this one was not nearly as bad as the last one. Although that one looked more familiar to the first one we fought. Maybe the whale one just had like an attack that was really just not good for us as a team.
Umi と流れ星と水柱の関係がようやく分かった。
最後になって情報がつながりましたね。
しかしにわかには信じがたいぞ。
そうだよ。まさか流れ星の正体が白くて四角い船だったなんて。
また非番だ。
今度は何が描かれてますか？なるほど。 流れ星。白くて四角い船が落ちてくる瞬間ですね。
話はベースキャンプに戻ってからにしよう。
You're telling me that in my weird techno fantasy video game, it's aliens. It's always been aliens. I can't fucking believe that. That's insane. Nothing would have told me at all that anything would be coming from outer space here. I guess maybe some of the architecture should have clued me in, because a lot of it is very, I'm trying to think of what movie am I thinking of? I hear that. It does have, like, especially these rooms, these monument rooms. They're a little Halo-esque, right? With just, like, the, you know, in the light bridge, which I hadn't really even considered before, but, like, this is a whole new area, and I wasn't really thinking about it. But all of a sudden, some of the stuff is falling into place. You know, if we hadn't had this section here, though, beyond the fact that it was telling us this, I'm not sure, like, if it was just the stuff above the, with, you know, the overworld that we were walking, still, I'm pretty sure I still wouldn't have thought we were getting aliens. Because, like, a floating, a continent ship, that, I feel, there's nothing about that seems too otherworldly to me. That's a thing that could happen in a fantasy setting and just be, you know, they created it through the Ares that they have. You know, you had some really good architects that, you know, they didn't use it for fighting, they used it for building things. I could easily imagine that. But no, it's aliens, I guess. Holy moly. So, are the Farines aliens? Wait a minute, is that the problem? Are the Farines not even on... Like, they came here from another planet? Because they seem to be able to, like, connect with the ship in such a way that they would have been the ones on the ship. Are the Orines entirely justified? Or did the Farines come in peace and then everyone freaked out because they were it was too much of a leap? Because, I mean, if they came and then they started getting aggressive, like, maybe people just figured that they were like, okay, well, they're coming in to take, you know, over the planet? I guess we'll see. Are we talking Star Trek or are we talking The Expanse? Which one is it?
皆さん、お帰りなさいだきゅ。おやすみ。
では、いつものように見てきたものを振り返りましょうか。
後発人は別の世界からやってきた異種族と解釈していいのだろうか。
そうとしか思えません。 白くて四角い船は空から降ってきたんですから。
にわかに信じろと言われても困る。突拍子がなさすぎて。
So why is it that they seem to be perfectly fine with most of the rest of the planet, and it's just, what was it? Is it seawater or is it river water that causes issues for them? I think it's seawater, right? So why is it that seawater is the problem? Or was that just a Shirley problem? I don't even remember.
でもさ、よくよく考えると後発人って私らとだいぶ違うんだよね。髪光るし、水の中で息できるし、しまいにゃテルクエス出して空飛ぶし。
そう、後発人は僕たち人類とは全く違う種族なんです。そのことをもう一度じっくり考えるべきでしょうね。
二人ともやけに違うを強調するんだな。
それが誰かの考えでもあると思いますから。思い返してください。僕たちが知りたいと願ったのは人類と後発人が憎み合う理由です。
で、あの光景を見たわけね。
誰かが言いたいのは人類と後発人があまりに違うということでは？
そこに憎しみの根本的原因があると。
やっぱ和解すんのは無理って言われてんのかな。
冗談じゃないよ。
後発人が僕たちの敵であることは彼ら自身も明言しているじゃないですか。事態は切迫しているんですよ。
I find it very interesting that Moses also chimed in on that. You can understand Senel. You can understand Chloe. I'm surprised that Moses the Bandit seems to have come around enough to where he feels like you can understand anybody if you just try to find some common ground. Like, I can imagine, I don't know if he's gonna explain it, but it's not even just like the Han Solo rogue with a heart of gold trope, right? I can imagine more for him, it would be, you know, you can have mutual respect even for people that maybe you don't necessarily get along with very well, but almost everybody can find something to come around on. Even if it's something really simple like, hey, I love, you know, fucking stew. You know? Moses, for a little while, I thought was going to be just sort of the gag guy. And, I mean, in a way, him and Norma share that a little bit. But they've become a whole lot more than that. Moses in particular, I find very interesting.
だからって
後発人が異世界から来たと知って僕は正直怖いと思いました。得体が知れないと言ってもいい。皆さんは何も感じなかったんですか？
それは
水の民がどこから来ようと関係ない。
セネルさんにとってはそうでしょうね。でもクロエさんとモーゼスさんはどうです？それくらいで済まされる問題ですか？案外心の中では僕と同じように考えてるんじゃないですか？
ジェモやめ。俺たちに変な光景を見せてるやつどこだ？どこにいる？言いたいことがあるなら出てきてはっきり言えよ。 思わせぶりはやめろ。
Is it Shirley?
どうなんだ。あちょジェイ、誰かの正体知ってるんだろ。
そうですね。そろそろその話をしましょうか。初めて静かの大地に来た時、何をしようと話したか覚えてます？
ソーガとは何かを突き止めようではなかったか。
その通りです。ではそのソーガに関してですが、現状分かっていることといえば、
メルネスはソーガの代行者。
その通りです。ちなみにシャーリーさんはご自分のことをソーガの声を聞くものとも言いました。
ソーガといえばもう一つあったね。確か
後発人はソーガの意志に従い人類を粛清しようとしている。
その通りです。
なんだか私らの言ってる誰かと似てる気しない？
その通りです。よく気づきましたね。僕たちを導いている誰かと後発人にとってのソーガ、この二つは似ているんです。
すると何か？誰かっちゅうんは。
ソーガだって言うのか。
でもそれだと話がおかしくなる。
誰かの正体がソーガだとしたら俺たちに加担するのは変だな。
なぜでしょうね。
静かの大地には地上とは別にもう一つのソーガが存在する。
僕はそう思います。
もう一つのソーガが私たちを導いた誰かだと。
はい。
そがなことがあるんか？
じゃあソーガの正体って？
グリューネさん。
そんな。
いえ、その先を見てください。
その先って？
ええ。ソーガとは海の意志、海そのものです。僕たちが誰かと呼んでいた存在は常に僕たちのそばにありました。普遍的とも言える存在感、圧倒的とも言える影響力、さらに水の民である後発人が拠り所にする何かということになると、
たどり着く答えは海になるわけか。
多分メルネスの真の力とはソーガと意志を通じ合わせることです。
代行者だからな。
りっちゃんにはソーガの声を聞くこともできるのかもね。
シャーリーさんはソーガの力を使って何かをやろうとしている。これは確かです。
私たち人類の粛清。
静かの大地のソーガはそれに危機感を感じ、僕たちをここへ導いたんでしょう。
我の話は家庭ばっかりじゃな。証拠はあるんか？証拠は。
Shit, what's that Deus Ex picture? You have a single-licious satisfact to snack that up.
ありませんよ。
こら、
だから聞いてみればいいんです。この声を聞いているはずの誰かよ。もし僕の答えが合っているなら教えてほしい。後発人が一体何をしようとしているのかを。
次の目的地が見えたな。
どうやら次が大詰めになりそうですね。一体何が明らかになるのやら。逃げないでくださいよ、セネルさん。真実を見極めるんでしょ。
誰が逃げるか。
その言葉お忘れなく。
そのじ J ボーの挑発に乗んな。ジョーちゃんと築き上げてきた3年間に自信を持つんじゃ。
I guess that's also part of the reason I bumped the table. I guess that's also part of the reason why he was so vocal earlier, is family and stuff is really important to him too. So the idea that like you couldn't somehow reconcile with family even when something crazy goes down, to him is probably just like, it's almost like you're giving up on them entirely.
自信。
全ては我の気持ち次第じゃぞ。
ああ、分かってる。
ここに住むようになってもう3年になるんだね。
時間が経つのは早いな。
お兄ちゃん、今までどうもありがとう。
どうしたんだよ。別れの挨拶じゃあるまいし。
ずっと言わなくちゃって思ってたの。私がこうしていられるのは全部お兄ちゃんのおかげだから。あなたを助けるために私は自分を犠牲にしたの。もちろん忘れてないわよね。ジェイ、
3人ともまだ起きてたんだ。
ジェイ、怖い顔してるキュ。
そうかい？
目が昔の J みたいだきゅ。
ジェイ、シャーリーさんのこと一人で何とかしようと思ってるきゅ。
あの人たちに任せるのは不安だからね。僕はほらいろいろと慣れてるし。そう、いろいろとね。
メルネスの様子はどうだ。
それが鉱石欲が一向に起動しない。こんなに時間がかかるとは。メルネスの目覚めは未だ完全ではないのかもしれんな。
なんだと。
そうだとしたら原因はセネルか。
セネルだと。
万が一ということもある。至急対応策を講じるとしよう。
Alright, so, but why would the Narif down here, in like the belly of the ship, be any different than above? Why would they be separated as if they have like two different wills? Also, what are they pulling from? Because are they pulling from like the sea of this planet, and then this is like an artificial sea that was brought with them and has a very different, like, there's no corruption within it because it's like they came on some sort of mission of either exploration or communication or what have you, and I don't know, like its ideas are different. I suppose you could imagine that, like, you just take the actual Earth's seas, for example, if it had a will of its own, it's seen so much crazy violence on it and around it, in front of it, over the years. I suppose it could be jaded. I wonder if maybe that's the reason why connecting to, like, this planet's sea is that it has a different will compared to this, like, artificial sea? But that's just so... Why would they have done that anyway? Wouldn't they have been more comfortable connecting to this sea no matter what? Because it's from wherever they came from. I don't understand why there would be a separation here. And I guess it depends on also what are they actually connecting to. Because you say the sea, and so there's this sea, which is, like, not real, I guess. Like, it's a sea, kind of, but, you know, it's not like the sea. But then there's, like, the sea of the planet, which would also be so much bigger. It would be huge, comparatively. I don't know. I can't think of a reason why there would be a separation. I have no theories as of right now. I would like to have some, but I don't have any. Is there anything that I care about here? I guess I'll get like 2 more of these guys. Of course, I can't buy a Have I used any of the stuff in my basket? I don't think I have. Really hustling. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of shit in here that I haven't even thought to eat. I'll have to do that. Because having it and then not using it is just sort of a waste. Alright, we have the last monument. So was Jay, before he was just like an information broker, was he like an assassin? I feel like that's what they're getting at. And then eventually he gave that up, and then now he's just like a spy master, basically. I mean, there's gonna have to be some way to bring Shirley back to the front. But I could very easily see the justification if there doesn't seem to be a way to do so, to just be like, we gotta take care of the issue. Because, I mean, it would be like the entire planet at stake. You can't just hopes and feelings your way out of that. Sometimes. This is a very pretty one.
今までのとこと違ってえらく牧歌的ですな。グー姉さんじゃないけどまるでピクニックに来たみたい。セネセネもそう思うっしょ？
思わない。
そうだ、せっかくだからここでお弁当食べようよ。
そんなことしてる場合じゃないでしょう。
シャボン娘、さっさと扉開けんかい。
ああ、はいはい、わかりました。
よし、中に入るか。
Yeah, I feel like we got all of our I feel like we got all of our talking out last night.
この施設は温帯の気候を再現しているのか。
暑くもなく寒くもなくでちょうどいいね。だーもうノリ悪グー姉さん、力を貸して。気詰まりな空気を取っ払うには私らが体を張るしかないわ。
I had to stop and listen because I was like, wait a minute. What am I hearing in my ears right now? I think we've heard this before. But have we heard it with this much of the vocals just like straight through? I don't think so. Huh. Oh boy. Is this one gonna be... Well, you know what? Actually, the last one I thought it was gonna be a big pain in the ass, and it ended up not being quite as bad as all that.
First 目の光じゃな。
後発人たちが何をしようとしているのか、今見えたのが答えのようですね。
あんな塔知らないよ。
僕たちの知らない秘密兵器かもしれません。
どんな性能があるのだろうな。
これから明らかになるでしょう。
You know, the more I think about it, and going through all this, the Quiet Lands, I really should have thought something was up, because all these rooms are a little strange. And you know what? I guess in a way, I figured it was more just game logic with the little puzzle rooms that was entirely green, and it felt like a simulation basically. But now that I know that this is like an alien craft, that makes a little bit more sense. Where I mean, still partially it's there because it's a video game, and you want to add, some extra stuff into it, but also they would have had the technology to have these like warp gates and also these little rooms in between that, who maybe you would even consider it like the 3D virtual representation of opening a lock, but only if you know how the tumblers work, Interesting.
前方に怪しい光出現。
遺跡船の周囲の海が光っているように見えた。
秘密兵器が発動する瞬間か。
可能性は高そうですね。
次へ行こ
う。Well, if that is a weapon, we're working under the assumption that, because they said they wanted to wipe us out, but this seems like the most inviting of the monuments so far. So who's to say that what it's showing now isn't maybe a possible alternate outcome rather than just another weapon?
3つ目の光だな。
今のは津波か。
遺跡船の力であがなでっかい波を起こしたっちゅうんか。
だとすると莫大なエネルギーが放出されたことになりますね。秘密兵器の威力はもしかしたら総画法をはるかに上回るかも。
ここまで来たんだ。最後まで見届けてやる。
Okay, well, never mind. Maybe it is just a big old weapon. Well, yeah. There we go. That being said, I mean, not the most... Well, I guess a weapon that could create huge tidal waves would be fairly good at wiping out cities and shit, but...
どうもー。あたしらヘラヘラ同盟です。
Norma, please. Your heart's in the right place, but we've got some shit to work through here.
は？
ふざけてる場合かよ。
いいから黙って見る。グネさん。
Ooh, I feel like this is gonna hurt my soul. Alright.
何かしら？誰かの正体がソーガだったなんて驚きましたね。そうね。しかもそれが海の意志ときたもんだ。もうすごいのすごくないの。どっちかしら。 すごいの。そんなわけでソーガチンに質問。
そうがちん。
教えてソーガチン。グー姉さんの今日の下着何色ですか？
Trick question. She's not wearing any.
何を聞いている。ソーガをバカにしているのか。
ナイスツッコミくん。それよ、そのノリよ。今日はあら忘れちゃったみたいね。
I fucking called it.
それじゃあ今日はこの辺でヘラヘラ同盟でした。どうも。まだダメか。こうなったら次は。
気を使わせてすまんな。
こんくらいどってことないけどね。
Oh, that was sweet. For a second, I was like, don't scold her for trying, but he actually really appreciated it. That was really sweet. I really enjoyed that. Alright. Is this good? Did you really forget? I feel like defense is still better for her. Oh, you know what? The perfect time. It's just, here, have some money. I don't know what else to give you. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, Thunder Cape. So, defense and that goes down. You know what? I'm going to remove this and give you the Thunder Cape. So now you have 2 capes. Good job. And I guess I'm going to remove this and I'll give you the Freeze Cape. Just to say that everybody's got one of the capes. Well, except for this one. I don't know what this one's going to give us. Also, that one was also just money. We don't want to give you any more items. Take money. It's like when you get old enough that you're not asking for like toys and stuff as a birthday gift. And you're just like, I don't know, just give me like $50, and I'll just like buy, you know, shit here and there that I want. It's funny now, actually. Wasn't paying attention. Never mind, that one doesn't do anything. As I've gotten older, I tell people, I'm like, look, I'm too old to be like, oh, this is what I want for, you know, Christmas or birthday or whatever. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm just getting a bunch of money. You know, but you still have, especially family who's older than you, they're like, yeah, I'm still gonna do it, so just, you know, give me an idea. And it's like, Give me coffee. You know, it's like give me some like interesting light roast coffee that I can mess around with and make espresso from, because that's like the thing that every year I spend a certain amount to like sort of bulk get a decent amount of coffee, and that's like usually, you know, it's pretty good coffee. It's not like the most expensive, but it's not supermarket coffee either. But just having a bunch of different interesting coffees that like I've never tried before in the freezer, that's become one of the more interesting like gift ideas over the last however many years for me. Because yeah, sometimes I'll just, you know, I'll get it and I'll sort of cycle between stuff I've bought and stuff I've been given as a gift. And every once in a while, I grab a bag out and let it come to room temperature and then put it into one of my coffee tin things. And then once I start making it, I'm like, oh, baby, this is really good. This is like really interesting and, you know, complex. And very, just, like, I wouldn't have known, because, that, you know, people end up just, like, plugging, like, coffee online, this roast, and then they just find stuff. And I'm usually getting it from the same couple of places, because, I don't want to have to, like, make a bunch of different accounts and shit. Okay, why didn't this work? Well, that's frustrating. Okay, so you're good. You're good. Aha, I think that's what it was. This one was connected to that one. I swear I saw bubbles go up. I'll have to go, now I gotta go look at it. Let's get rid of you, because you're a pain in the butt. Wow, I got poisoned again? Alright. Yeah, there we go. This should be good then. What? What? Okay, but these are good. And this has bubbles, and this has bubbles. And this has... Aw, you bitch. You bitch. Ah. Wow. Holy moly. Norma, please. Please, heal everybody. Thank you. My God. Okay, so you're good over there. Oh, come on. This is annoying as shit. Okay, so you're good, you're good. You're not good anymore. And I'm just gonna have to keep I will say this is a little frustrating. Having to keep running back and forth and get into random battles with these stupid switches. Like, at least it's one thing if everything makes sense, but now it's affecting one's off screen. So I gotta sit here wasting time trying to figure out which ones. Okay, so you're good. You're no longer good. So, okay, I turn that off and this one goes back on. Maybe that fixed it. Maybe we're good now. Wow, holy. Stop it with the rocks. You know, I miss playing the Pokemon Coliseum games. There's something about, like, the... It's gonna sound stupid, but like the energy of those games. They're very comfy. And it's not even like a nostalgia thing, I don't think. I think it's more just... That's TP, I don't care about that. I guess I do. It's more just... Thank you. They really do feel like you're actually battling Pokemon.
Seneru-san.
Whereas most of the other games, it doesn't necessarily feel like you're playing Pokemon, but it doesn't feel like you're I don't know. I can't even really describe it. There's something about it that just feels like you're actually in the moment. And I wonder if maybe some of those Switch Pokemon games people have similar feelings about. I've only seen a little bit of them here and there. One of them I saw, because I think all of those ones are like 3D now, right? I don't remember what any of the battles look like, though. I remember there's a lot of stuff. I think some of them have like a real-time one where you're not in a turn-based thing anymore. It's like you send out a Pokemon and then you're just sort of in the background and you're watching them go at it. And then maybe you can do some other stuff too. Like you can throw a Pokeball, or you can throw berries, or I don't think you can throw rocks. I don't think, probably don't want to. I can't imagine them making a Pokemon game and they're just like, okay, yeah, you just throw rocks at Pokemon. That seems a little strange, but I don't really know. I don't remember what the other one was like, though. Because I think there was two main ones that people were talking about, and they came out not like close to each other, but like one came out and everybody was doing playthroughs and stuff of it. Kept seeing those pop up on YouTube all over the place. And then eventually the next one of those came out, and the setting was a little bit different, but it was like a similar system, I think. Although I don't like that. I think in both of them, the conceit was because you were not necessarily in like the regular Pokemon timeline anymore, or you were in an older one. It might have been, whichever it was. They had to make up a reason to give you some sort of Pokedex, I think. And so then you get like this, you have the magic smartphone, which is like the stupidest thing in every isekai I've ever read, where it's like, I don't even, I like the sloppy isekai, alright? I do. Not all the time, but it's a guilty pleasure. Sometimes I'm just like, give me the sloppiest power fantasy isekai you can imagine. I like the ones that are a little bit more down to earth too, but sometimes it's just, you know, give me the sloppy toppy, right? And whenever they have one of those isekai premises where it's just like, okay, also you just have a magic smartphone, whether or not people can see it or not doesn't really matter. It just feels dumb. It's like, at least make it so that it's like not tied to because I know why they made it. They made it because they probably want to have like some sort of like cell phone tie-in product thing to do it with, which is like different audience entirely. I get it. I'll never buy it. You know, crotchety old man years here. It's like I can't even look at it. You know, someone goes, "Oh, hey, this is a really good thing. It probably solve a problem that you have," and I'm like, "Oh, I do have that problem," and they're like, "Oh, it connects to an app too," and I'm like, "Nah." A hard stop no every single time. But it just feels very inauthentic when it's like, here's your magic phone item. It does the thing that you expect it to need to do, you know, because I forget whatever one was set in like an like you were in like a village, you know. It was like Sengoku Jidai era of Pokemon basically, and here you go, you got the magic Pokemon smartphone. Silly.
僕たちが知りたいのは後発人が何をしようとしているかです。
そんなことは分かってる。
メルネスとなったシャーリーさんがやろうとしていることとも言えますね。
ジェボー、含みのある言い方やめ。
性分ですから。
ここはどこなんだ？
シャーリーいるのか？
ジョーちゃんのそばで光っちゃるのは何なんじゃ？
もう一人誰かいます。
シャーリーと同じ服装。
あれもメルネスか？
シャーリー！
りっちゃん、なんでそんな冷たい顔してんの？
シャーリー待ってくれ！
ゲート。
Was it silly to hope that for some reason this one would have been nice? For some reason I looked at him and when he stopped for a second before he roared, I was like, maybe he'll just be like, hey, how you going? Hey, how's it going? But yeah, no. I do like how he looks though. Also, he's got like 3 noses? Or, I don't know, he's got a lot of different little things coming out of him that look like horns basically. It's an interesting design. Whoa, Jesus. Stop that. That's no good. Also, he's got little flowers growing on him. I would like to... Aw, we're so close to being able to have... Thank you. Oh my god, he's really... He really doesn't want to stick around for very long, does he? You know what? We're just gonna do this. Hey, look at that. That got rid of, like, what? Maybe not a quarter of his health, but pretty close. Ow. Thank you. She's really on the healing duty right now. She's doing great. Also, man, my TP is just going nuts. I have a lot. Ow. Can you, Yeah, definitely. Get bodied.
悪いな、手加減を忘れてた。
我、今こそ功績欲を持ち、ソーガと一つにならん。
功績欲。
忌まわしき大地をこの世から消し去ってくれる。
ソーガと一つに。
無念だ。半分も残ってしまうとは。溶ける。我の意識が溶けて消える。覚えておれ。いつの日か必ず次なるメルネスの手で。
海が大地を切り裂いてたよ。生き物みたくうねうね動いてた。
あれが秘密兵器の威力なのか。
そうか、大地。わかりましたよ。僕たちが見たのは大鎮火が起こった瞬間です。
セロジ、大鎮火ってなんじゃ。
かつて世界の半分を海に沈めたとされる伝説の最悪のことだ。
本当にあったのかどうか、これまで確たる証拠はなかったから。
これではっきりしましたね。大鎮火は実際にあった出来事で、やったのはメルネスということです。そして彼らは今また同じことを繰り返そうとしている。セネルさん、いかがですか。
待て J、 詳しい話はベースキャンプに戻ってからだ。
いいでしょう。皆さんの的確な判断を 期待していますよ。
クーリッチ大丈夫か？
シャーリーの表情、クロエも見たか？
見た。
そうか。
前にクーリッチが見て驚いていたのも。
そう、あの表情だ。俺にとっては2回目だな。
クーリッチ、足元に非番が。中心に描かれているのは遺跡線で、周りの模様のようなものが光か。
So that's an interesting one. Why did they call it our world when it's clearly not their world? They came here from somewhere else. Did they just feel like they were more entitled to this planet than the Orreans were? I mean, it's not painting a good picture for them. It really isn't. Because I'm starting to feel more and more that maybe we just have to get rid of the fairies. Because clearly, even if Shirley comes back to her senses, you know, if she has any senses to come back to, you know, they said that she was becoming like a new person because of the fusion. But that other guy who was, you know, just pretending to be nice to us all this time until he got what he wanted. I mean, he's not gonna just stop. He'll just bide his time and then probably pass it down to someone else if he gets too old to keep scheming. I mean, so what do you do about that? Guess you could destroy the legacy. Then they wouldn't have any, you know, what are they gonna do then? They would just have to learn to get along.
もし大沈下が起きたら大陸全部が海に消えちゃうのかな。
Or get wiped out. One of the two.
前回と同規模なら確実にそうなりますね。
総画法どころの騒ぎではないな。
総画法は山を吹き飛ばすくらいですけど、今度は大陸すべてが標的ですから。
マウリッツの言う陸の民の粛清とはそういう意味だったのか。
私らは陸がなきゃ生きてけない。沈められたらお手上げだよ。
あの塔みたいなのが鉱石翼か？
でしょうね。鉱石翼こそ敵の秘密兵器の正体です。
敵？
大沈下を引き起こす装置か。
りっちゃん本気なのかな。
とにかく敵の目的がはっきりしたのは収穫です。今まではそれすら曖昧でしたからね。
ちょっと待て。どうして水の民を敵呼ばわりするんだ。今までそんな言い方しなかっただろう。
状況を正確に認識するためにはこの方がいいと思いまして。
あのな、みんな本当にシャーリーが大沈下なんて起こすと思ってるのか。
それは。
そんなことあるわけないだろう。シャーリーだぞ。
そう言われてもね。僕たちはシャーリーさんのことよく知りませんし。
だったら教えてやる。 シャーリーはな、虫一匹殺せない性格なんだよ。大陸を沈めて人類を滅ぼすなんて、そんな大それたことできるはずがない。おい、どうしたんだよ。俺の言ってること信用できないのか。大丈夫だって、きっとなんとかなる。
いい加減にしてくださいよ。どうして大丈夫だなんて言い切れるんです？シャーリーさんはあなたにとって何なんですか？
何って。
今さら妹だなんて言わせませんよ。現にシャーリーさんはあなたに決別を宣言しているでしょう。
ジェボ
兄弟ごっこの時期はとっくに終わってるんだ。
誰物には言い方ってもんがあるじゃろが。
言葉を選んでる場合じゃないでしょう。大沈下が起こってもいいんですか？
そうか。別に悩む必要なんかないじゃないか。
どういうこと？
大沈下さえ起こらなければいいんだ。それなら誰も文句はないだろう。シャーリーを説得する。
攻める。
俺が話せばきっとシャーリーは分かってくれるはずだ。
あなたのその自信がどこから来るのか知りたいですよ。
向こうの方が光ってるよ。
何の光だ？
ソーガちゃんが私たちのこと呼んでいるみたいね。
きっと俺たちを手助けしてくれるんだ。行ってみよ
う。どうしよう。
行くべきだろう。このまま放っておくわけにもいかん。
それじゃあすぐに出発しましょうか。
俺が何とかしなくちゃ。そう、俺が。
Jay the Angry.
メルネスの様子は？
相変わらずだ。
Jangry, if you will.
先の戦いでバーツラフの手勢を何人か捕虜にしていたな。
王城の一室に幽閉してある。
そいつらを尋問してある条件を満たすものを探し出してほしいのだ。条件の内容とは、
oh wow, it really didn't heal me. I would have to remember to rest here. That's insane. Oh, you know what? Does this? No, of course not. That would be nice, but... It's gotta be... Do you guys have anything more you want to say? No, just come back when you're tired. Okay. Yeah. Actually, no. Okay. Now I think about it. Yeah, that's where the geoglyphs go, but I want to... It's J. There we go. Meh. Just trading one for another. I wonder what Sunel thinks he's gonna do. I mean, you can only be so naive, right? And clearly she hasn't been listening to you the last couple of times that you try to do anything. Well, I guess it's not entirely true, because they only really had the one interaction. All these other ones have been like weird hologram illusions or whatever, and visions. So I guess maybe currently he's not entirely sure if it wouldn't work, because he's really only had the one, and that was right after the Ascension. Maybe maybe he's got a chance. Maybe. Hopefully he's not gonna do something really stupid like throw himself at her in such a way that he's like, well, this is what she wanted, so maybe now if I give that to her, she'll stop what she's doing. I feel like that's a good way to get her to immediately nuke the entire planet.
あら消えちゃったわね。こんなとこに絵が描いてあるよ。
部分的に欠けているところがあるのはわざとかな。1、2、3、4箇所か。4箇所だって。セネルさん、今まで拾った非番を地面に並べてもらえますか。
How are they carrying these?
私らが拾った非番ってここにあるやつの一部みたいだね。
どうやら俺たちはソーガに試されているようだな。
どういうことだ。
ここに並べた非番を正しい位置に当てはめろということでしょう。最初に手に入れた非番です。白くて四角い船の上に大地が生まれる様子を描いています。2番目に手に入れた非番です。白くて四角い船が陸から離れるのを人々が見送っている様子を描いています。3番目に手に入れた非番です。白くて四角い船が空から降りてくる様子を描いています。4番目に手に入れた非番です。大沈下が起こる瞬間の遺跡船が光に包まれる様子を描いています。
どの順で並べりゃええんじゃ。
Well, I mean, I feel like this one's definitely gotta go first. Now it's a matter of, I feel like this one definitely has to go last. Because why wouldn't it go last? So maybe this one, and then this one?
これでどうだ。
どうもしっくりこないぞ。別の順番を試してみないか。
Really? Okay. So we're gonna do, let's do this. I feel like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but
こんなところじゃないか。
そうだな。
時系列に沿って起こった出来事の順に並べたんですね。
考え方としてはしっくりくるな。
I would have thought the land appearing on the Legacy would have happened after the Wings of Light cataclysm, because then there would have been a very long stretch of time where the Legacy was basically inactive. But, I mean, you're the video game.
基盤が光った。
正解ってことなんじゃない？
やったのセノジ。
ソーガの意図は俺たちに歴史の真実を伝えることだろう。
白くて四角い船が空から降りてきた時、全てが始まりました。
人類と後発人の出会いだな。
しかし2つの種族は不幸にも戦いの道を歩むこととなった。
勝ったのは人類、我らのご先祖だったわけじゃな。
敗れた後発人は船の上に新天地を求めました。
そして生まれたのが幻想王国か。
しかし後発人は人類に対する恨みをその後もずっと保ち続けていました。
そして大沈下を引き起こしたと。海が光り始めたよ。これってソーガチンがあたしらに語りかけてるんじゃない？
僕たちがソーガの声を聞けないことは向こうだって分かっているはずです。ソーガは語りかけようとしているんじゃない。むしろ今度は僕たちが回答を求められているのだと思います。
俺たちがこれからどうする気なのか知りたがっているということか。
決意表明をしろってことですよ。
ウィルチ、どうして爪光らせてんの？
ソーガちゃんがウィルちゃんとお話ししたがってるんじゃないかしら。
俺と？俺は大陸を追放された身だ。今となってはそれほど思い入れはない。ハリエットは遺跡船にいることだしな。だからといって大沈下が起こるのを見過ごすことはできん。平穏な人々の暮らしを一方的に奪うなど許されるはずがない。たと大沈下は絶対に阻止する。これは義務だ。真実を知った俺の義務だ。
レイナードの爪の輝きが増している。
さては清掃術か。
これは全身にとてつもない力が流れ込んでくる。俺は強大な力を手に入れた。それをはっきりと実感。
God damn it.
清掃術じゃ。やっぱり清掃術あったんじゃ。よーし、次はワイの番じゃな。ワイはマウリッツとあの字を倒しゃジョーちゃんが元に戻る信じちょる。大沈下なぞ絶対起こさせんわ。安心せえ。これじゃあ、これが清掃術じゃ。とうとう手に入れたぞ。 身の細胞に力がみなぎるわ。これで爪が虹色に輝きゃ完璧に言い伝えの通りじゃったんじゃが。ま、細かいことは抜きじゃな。
私いや参ったね。私はほらエバーライトを見つけたいだけだから、大それたことはやりたくないんだよね。そんなの私の柄でもないし。でも大鎮火が起こるのはやっぱり困るかな。家出中とはいえ向こうには親もいるし、このまま死なれたんじゃ後味悪すぎ。
ノーマが家出していたなんて初耳だ。
とにかく私はこれからも楽しくエバーライト探しを続けたいの。そのために大鎮火を止めなきゃってんなら仕方ない、やるかって感じ。あ、なんだかソーガチンとの距離が縮まった感じがする。私選ばれた戦士ってこと？似合わねえ、恥ずかしい。
次は僕ですか。僕が遺跡船に来てだいぶ経ちます。遺跡船こそが僕の故郷なんです。だから大陸がどうなろうと別に知ったことじゃありません。でも大鎮火を起こした後発人が遺跡船をこのままにするとは思えません。だから僕は大鎮火を止めてみせます。僕にとって大切な遺跡船を守るために。なるほど、これだけの力があれば地上でも槍術が使えそうですね。
I was just about to say, I wonder, is this going to be like down here? They have like they get like the sacred air is the superpower, but really it's just so that there's like a buffer so that when they go up to the surface, now we can fight again. Seems to be what it is.
目的を遂行するには十分だな。ソーガとの距離が縮まった感じ、僕もわかる気がします。
でしょでしょ。
槍術の本質はソーガと通じ合うための手段なのかもしれませんね。
その究極がメルネスというわけか。
ええ。
ささ、次は誰？
あら、どうして私の爪光ってるのかしら？
今までの流れ見てなかったのか。
海に向かって何か言うんじゃ、姉さん。
こんにちは、ソーガちゃん。
It's just like, you're cute. Here, have some superpowers.
挨拶かよ。
わあ、爪がピカピカしてとっても綺麗ね。ノーマちゃん、モーゼスちゃん、これでよかったのかしら？
なんで挨拶しただけで清掃術を託されるんじゃ？
私の番か。 私は人類と後発人の和平を諦めるつもりはない。シャーリーを倒すためでしかない力など欲しくはない。甘い理想主義と笑われるかもしれないが、私に言わせれば理想がなくてどうするだ。私が欲しいのは大沈下を止めるための和平の道を探るための力だ。こんな私でも構わないというのなら、そうがよ、力を貸してくれ。そうが私を認めてくれるのか。これがソーガに託された力か。確かに今までとは充実感が違う。だが責任の重さも痛感するな。
せねせね、最後なんだからビシッと締めなくちゃダメよ。あれ、
セネル、
なんで
爪が光らないんだ。
わからない。くそ、どうして。そうが、悪い冗談はよせ。おい、待てよ。まさか俺だけ認めないってんじゃないだろうな。
You know, I feel like it makes more sense that he's the only one that doesn't get it. Because he needs to try to convince Shirley with his words. If he's still going to try to do that. It would be up to everyone else to get him to that point.
そんなバカなことがあるか。シャーリーを説得できるのは俺だけだぞ。
クーリッチ、
俺が行かなくちゃダメなんだ。俺じゃないとシャーリーは。待ってくれ、ソーガ。おい。
ちょっと。
なんでこうなるんじゃ。
これは予想外だったな。
こんなことって。
くっそー。なんでだよ。なんで俺だけこんな目に遭うんだ。俺の何がいけないって言うんだ。何が足りないって言うんだ。
それは。
なあ。
わかんないよ、そんなの。
時間がないってのに、シャーリーを止めなくちゃいけないってのに。なんでだよ。なんでこうなるんだよ。
セネル。
ウィル、
一旦気持ちを落ち着かせるんだ。分かったな。今後の対応策を協議する。ベースキャンプに戻るぞ。いいな。
Yeah, no, I feel like he's missing the point. Wait, what? Why? Wait, why did she say that? And then nothing happened? I thought it was gonna give me a skit. Yeah, I feel like the whole point is that he's not gonna be able to... He can't convince her with force. He's gotta convince her, like, just through action. His own actions. And that's why he's the only one that didn't get any sort of power-up. I feel like that makes sense to me. Like, obviously he'd feel singled out, but... Oh, dog, hi.
さーて、ちょっくら散歩でもしてこようっと。セネセネは休憩してなよ。
久しぶりに訓練でもするか。クーリッジは休憩していてくれ。
ギート、夕日に向かって競争じゃ。セノジは休んじゃれ。
Oh, is this what she was doing? She was asking him to get him alone so that they could, like, talk or something?
キュッポたちと話でもしようかな。セネルさんは休憩してください。
少し調査でもするか。セネルはよく休んでおけ。
あいつら。
And Grua, she didn't even make an excuse. She just pieced out. She was just like, alright, see you later. Man who didn't get sacred arrows? Sucks to suck. I went up to the sea and I said hello.
みんな、どうだった？
バッチリ。地上でも槍術使えたよ。
これで怖いもんなしじゃ。
それでは話し合いを始めましょうか。
セネセネ、どうしてソーガチンに意地悪されたのかな。
ジョーちゃんを説得するっちゅうてあんなに張り切っちゃったにの。
セネルがソーガに拒まれた理由をあれこれ考えても仕方がない。俺たちが今考えなくてはいけないのは大鎮火を止めることだ。
こうやって話している瞬間にも鉱石欲が復活するかもしれないしね。
でもクーリッチ抜きでシャーリーを説得できるだろうか。
もちろんできる限りの努力はする。だが
いざという時の覚悟は決めておかないといけませんね。
それはシャーリーを撃つということか。
ご心配なく。そうなった時は僕が一人でやります。情に流されやすい人に大役は任せられませんから。
ようそがに淡々と言えるの。あれは何とも思わんのか。
別にやると決まったらやるだけですよ。
我の体には血の代わりに氷水でも流れとるんじゃの。
モーゼスさんにしては凝った嫌味ですね。話し合いは終わりでいいですか？やることがあるんで失礼します。
ジェーボー、 あが冷たいやつじゃったとはの。見損のうたわ。
あら、ジェイちゃんはとっても優しい子よ。
どこを取ったらそげなことが言えるんじゃ。
誰だって嫌なことは嫌ですもの。だからジェイちゃん、自分がやるって言ってるのよね。
奇襲棒、まさか我。
心配しなくていいよ。僕なら大丈夫だから。
一人で背負い込むな、ジェイ。何のために俺たちがいるのだ。
ウィルさん。
お前だけに責任を負わせはしない。これは俺たち全員で当たるべき問題だ。
その通りじゃ。ジェイボー、一つだけ聞かせ。
何ですか？
背の字のこと好きか？
嫌いな人と一緒に行動するはずないでしょ。
よし、それを聞いて安心した。ウィナジー、ワイも一緒じゃ。我らだけに辛い思いはさせん。
モーゼさん。
セネルは一生懸命やったわ。これ以上無理することないのよ。あなたには私がいるじゃない。私がそばにいてあげる。クーリッチ、お前何か迷ってるんじゃないか？
どうしてそう思うんだ？
みんなはソーガがお前を拒んだと言っている。だけど逆もありえるかもって思ったんだ。
俺がソーガを拒絶したってのか？
なあクーリッチ、もし悩みがあるなら私に相談してくれ。おせっかいだってことは分かってる。でも私だってお前が苦しんでいるのを見ているだけなのは辛い。
ジェイの言うように槍術の本質がソーガと通じ合うための手段なんだとしたら、心当たりはないこともない。俺は自分が槍術師であることを肯定的に捉えたことはなかったからな。
メルネス捕獲作戦報告書。
その中には俺の名も載ってる。それも作戦関係者の側に。
なんだって？
俺はバーツラフ軍の兵士だったんだ。戦争孤児だった俺は槍術の才能を見出され軍の施設に送られた。俺の槍術の能力はその時に培われたものだ。
そうだったのか。
俺は12歳で実戦に投入された。最初の任務がシャーリーの誘拐だった。単独任務だった。結界をかいくぐり水の民の村へ入り込んだ。槍術師であることは伏せていたし、子供だったから警戒もされなかった。
それでシャーリーと出会ったのか。
近づくのは簡単だった。あとはさらって逃げればよかった。でも
できなかったんだな。
村での生活は俺が生まれて初めて得た平穏だった。ステラ、シャーリーと日々を過ごすうち、俺はいつの間にか任務を忘れた。あの襲撃事件を引き起こした原因は俺とステラにある。
どういうことだ。
託戦の儀式に失敗し昏睡状態になったシャーリーを救うため、俺とステラは結界の外へ出た。目的はどんな病気も治すという鉱石を探すことだった。
それで
鉱石は無事手に入り、シャーリーは助かった。だが俺たちは後をつけられていた。村に入るところを見られてしまったんだ。
シャーリーを狙っていた兵士が他にもいたのか。
そうだ。そしてあの襲撃事件が起こった。ステラが死んだのもシャーリーが今の状態になったのも、元を正せば全て俺のせいだ。
クーリッチ、その考え方は違う。
違わない。俺が水の民の村に近づかなければ、そもそも槍術の力がなければこんなことにはならなかったはずだ。
シャーリーはお前の過去を知っているのか。
話してない。
ずっと黙っているつもりだったのか。
ステラと約束したからな。
ステラさんと。
ステラは俺の正体を知っていた。その上で俺にシャーリーを託してくれた。約束は守らないと。俺はステラを選んでしまったんだから。
選んだ？どういう意味だ。
それは
教えてくれ、クーリッチ。
水の民の里でシャーリーが俺に告白しようとした。
それでお前はどうしたんだ。
俺はステラのそばにいると答えたよ。
バカな、お前本気か。
冗談でこんなこと言えるか。ステラは俺のせいで死んだんだぞ。3年間俺が助けに来るのをずっと待っていたはずなのに。だからせめてこれからは。
クーリッチ、お前というやつは。
いきなり何するんだ。
バ
カ。なんだと。
分かったよ。どうしてお前がソーガンに拒まれたのか。お前が自分のことをまるで分かっていないからだ。
自分のことってなんだよ。
お前は自分の気持ちをごまかしている。ステラさんを選んだなんてただの言い訳だ。
ふざけるな。お前に俺の何が分かるんだよ。
見損なうな。分かるに決まっているだろう。
クロエ。
以前だったらいざ知らず、今の私には分かるんだ。そう、嫌になるくらいな。
おい、
クーリッチ、お前のやるべきことはたった一つだ。今すぐシャーリーと会い、全てを打ち明けるがいい。
全てって？
はあ、全てだ。お前の過去もお前の気持ちも包み隠さずシャーリーに伝えろ。
そんなこと
できないのか？育児なし。
なんだと？
何が双日の力がなければだ。何がステラさんを選んだだ。お前はシャーリーと向かい合うことから逃げているだけじゃないか。お前にとってシャーリーがそれっぽっちの存在なはずないだろ。違うかセネル。
ああ、そうだよ。その通りだよ。分かりきったことだろうが、悩むことなんかなかっただろうが。俺が知らなくちゃいけなかったのは歴史の真実なんかじゃなくて、俺自身だったってことか。
セネル、私たちずっと一緒よね。
そうじゃない。
いつまでも一緒にいようね。
お前はステラじゃない。
セネル、
お前は俺自身だ。俺の心の弱さだ。人はどんなにあがこうと過去と寄り添うことはできない。そんなこと分かりきってるのにな。
セネ
嬉しかったことも悲しかったことも全て背負って歩いていくしかないのにな。それが生きるってことか。そう、俺はこんなにも生きている。どうしようもなく生きている。だから生きている限り前に向かって進むしかない。ステラ、俺行くよ。シャーリーのところに。
海が。
これがソーガの力。
やったな。
お前のおかげだ。
セノジー、一体何事だ。
セネセネ、もしかして力が手に入ったの？
ああ、みんな俺にもう一度機会をくれ。シャーリーを説得する。俺はシャーリーに今まで言えなかったことを言う。
シャーリーさんならセネルさんの言葉に耳を傾けるかもしれませんが、
メルネスだったら聞いちゃくんないってこと？
もしシャーリーがメルネスで説得がうまくいかなかったら、俺がこの手で決着をつける。
本気なのか？
ソーガに力を託されたことの意味、ここにいるみんなの思い、俺だって分かってるつもりだ。
手の欲しい。きっとジョーちゃん説得しようや。あいも鉄道チャル。
どうだジェイ。
約束しましたよ。ああ、せっかくセネルさん抜きで作戦を考えてたのに、これでまた一からやり直しですよ。
ジェイちゃんよかったわね。
僕は別に。
ジェイ、いろいろ心配かけてすまなかった。これから。
Damn it. Whoops.
遠慮はしませんからね。
おお、男同士が確執を経て和解の握手を。
なんて感動的な光景じゃ。
邪魔されたと。
何ですかあなた、お呼びじゃないんですけど。
まったくだ。
照れんな。
照れてません。さて、それでは改めて作戦会議といきましょうか。
蜃気楼の宮殿か。どうやって行けばいいのだろうな。
皆さんは秘密の地下道のことを覚えてます？
私らが長々悪魔に襲われたとこ？懐かしいね。
実は調査の結果、あれとよく似た別の地下道が見つかりまして、それがどうも1000尾近くまで続いているみたいなんですよ。
おお、やったじゃん。秘密の地下道をずーっと進めば蜃気楼の宮殿へ行けるんだね。
もし途中で道が塞がっていたら。
何笑っとんじゃ気色は。
ここで皆さんにお知らせがあります。僕と一緒に昇降装置の前まで行きませんか？
あの場所に何かあるのか？
あるんですよ。行けばわかります。
Man, what a thing. I will say I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I guess it had to happen. I feel like sometimes my own personal expectation gets ahead of me when it's like, alright, look, we're still playing a game. You can't have your main character just completely powerless through however much left of the game that you have. But I think it would have been interesting if you had to take a back seat where, like, even if, like, you couldn't, like, let me see if I can think. So, if you could still fight, but your damage was just, like, halved, you know, and then everybody else had to sort of make up for the slack, and you had to just be a little bit more defensive. I think that would have been interesting. And then you could have maybe had him get it later when you were in a bit more of a high stress, high tension moment where, like, it really needed to be it was like, you know, do or die sort of thing. It's the Yusuke in the cave thing, absorbing the spirit wave, right? It's you get to a point where it's like, all right, you either put up or shut up. It's do or do not, and you do. Whereas, you know, we kind of just handled it. we had a little heart to heart and we handled it. But either way, I am glad to know now why he was so interested in taking that book, because it sort of implicates him. Whoops. But it's not as bad as he was making it seem, because yeah, you know, he got conscripted basically as a child soldier, no less. But he didn't go through with the mission. And it's not like he sold them out and then felt bad about it later. They kind of just had some bad luck that they continued to have people monitoring the area around. And so they got caught. It's not... I wouldn't even necessarily say it's like entirely his fault. He could have maybe told everybody, hey, this is why I came here, but I'm not gonna do it because this is like a better life than I've ever had before, but maybe you should prepare for that. And that could have definitely helped. But I mean, also he was 12, right? So what do you expect a 12-year-old to, you know, they're not going to be thinking 3 steps ahead. They're just going to be kind of living in the moment. It's hard to blame him for any of that happened. Man. But also, what great timing, because we're kind of at the I'm gonna save again, even though I did it twice earlier. What a great timing, because it is definitely that time where I could feel myself passing out right the hell where I sleep, where I sit, sleep and sit, slit, if you will. Anyway, back again at 6 in the morning tomorrow, give or take. It depends on when I actually wake up. But man, I'm excited for the next half of this, because maybe we are actually getting to the end now. Maybe the next one will be the last one. Or I'll be wrong a second time in a row and we'll have like another 10 hours. I guess it depends on how much padding they put into it. Like, how much running back and forth and running into random encounters are they going to make me have to do when I'm going through this last part. I guess we'll see. But yeah, excited for tomorrow. Anyway, bye.